Thiruchitrambalam, Hara Hara Namah Parvati Padaye, Hara Hara Mahadeva, Satsabesa, Sivasidambaram, Thiruchitrambalam. எடுக்கும் மாக்கதை இந்த தமிழ்ச்செய்யுளாய் நடக்கும் மேன்மை நமக்கருள் செய்திட தடக்கை ஐந்துடை தாழ்செவி நீள்முடி கடக்களிற்றை கருத்துள் இருத்துவாம். உலகலாம் உணர்ந்தோதற்கரியவன் நிலபுலாவிய நிர்மலி வேணியன் அலகில் சோதியன் அம்பலத்து ஆடுவான் மலர் சிலம்படி வாழ்த்தி வணங்குவான். சைவத்தின் மேற்சமயம் வேறிலை அதில் சார் சிவமாம் தெய்வத்தின் மேல் தெய்வம் இல்லனும் நான் மறைச் செம்பொருள் வாய்மை வைத்த சீர் திருத்தேவாரமும் திருவாசகமும் இவை தரச் செய்த நால்வர் பொற்றாள் எம்முயிர் துணையே. தில்லைவாழந்தனரை முதலாக சீர்படைத்த தொல்லையதாம் திருத்தொண்ட தொகையடியார் பதம் புற்றி உல்லையவர் புராண கதை உலகறிய விரித்துரைத்த செல்வமலி குன்றத்தூர் செக்கிழார் அடி போற்றி. ஆதாரமாகிய மாணிக்க வாசகர் பாதார விந்தம் வடிவோம் பண்டு செய்த தீதான பாவங்கள் எல்லாம் தீர்த்து ஞானோதயம் வந்து கூடிடுமே. திருச்சிற்றம்பலம். Dear devotees of Lord Shiva, by the grace of the Almighty Lord Shiva, we are here again to think through the Periyapuranam. We are currently thinking through the Thiruchitrambalam section of Thirumalai Charukam. So last week, during the last session, we thought through Siddhartha history, where he was heading towards Thiruvarur. He got the order from Sriman Raja Muthigal in Chidambaram to head towards Thiruvarur. Now he is in Thirupugalur, and he is going to set out his way to Thiruvarur now. So Siddhartha Swamigal is on his way to Thiruvarur from Thirupugalur. Then the Lord Shiva appeared in the dreams of all his devotees in Thiruvarur, and he announced the arrival of Siddhartha Swamigal, and he informed them, our Nambi Aruran, very close to me, coming to Thiruvarur at my order. All of you, go ahead and welcome him. Give him the befitting welcome. And then everybody woke up and talked to each other. Did you get this? Did Shiva come in your dream? Yeah. He came in a dream and talked about Sundara. Then everyone decided, if as it's the order of Srimati Swami, Sridambiyara is going to be our leader going forward. Then they decorated the whole city with flowers, lamps, prawns, and gave a befitting welcome to Siddhartha Swami with Purna Kumbha. They greeted him and praised him heartily. So Siddhartha Swami went into ecstasy, and then he sang the praise of Lord Shiva in Tamil with the Kandarappan, Karayum Kadalum Malayum. So there's one thing that both or the three saints have always followed when they worship Thiruvarur. They worship the devotees of Lord Shiva first, and they ask the devotees of Thiruvarur and ask them if the Lord in Thiruvarur will bless them. So it's the Thiruchitrambalam Swamigal said, Endaidanyanai endru kolum kulam in his Devarahim. Upper Swamigal said, Adiyerkum undugolo. Will he bless me too? Siddhartha Swamigal follow the same approach. Will he bless me as well? Will he allow me to serve him as well? In the Irupadamarur, Avriyammayum Alvaro Keli. So they were asking the devotees of Lord Shiva. If you recall, when we were discussing Manunidi Chola Nayanar history, there we mentioned one who's born in Thiruvarur will get the full liberation in this birth itself. So they reserve the mukti and they are born in Thiruvarur. Thiruvarur Pirandargal Ellarkum Adiyen. It's one of the lines in Thiruchitrambalam. So then he went to the temple. He was very happy, and then he did the Atanga Panchanga Namaskara, 5 parts and 8 parts of body, and he fell on the earth, worshipped Lord Shiva, and then he had a great darshan of Sivan Miganatha Swami and Siddhavaraja Swami. He worshipped them, and then when he was worshipping Lord Miganatha Swami, again a brilliant voice came up from the Garbhagriha. Sundara, I am giving you my friendship. It's not that he is asking him to friend with him. I am giving you my friendship. When I came to stop your marriage, you were decorated like a king, and you remember that getup, the groom getup, when I interrupted that marriage in Thiruvanenallur. I want you to be in that groom getup forever. It's my order. That's why you notice Sundar, unlike the other 3 saints, Saiva Samayakura, Trinyana Samanta Swamigal, Upper Swamigal, and Manikosam, Sudhamti Swamigal, always with the crown, jewels, and all that. That's the order of Lord Thiruvarur Valmikanatha Swami. So he bowed his head to Valmikanatha Swami, and then, it was your mercy, my Lord, and I have no words to express my gratitude. And then he went back to his place where he lives. So remember, the purpose when Sundamti Swami was sent to South India, there were 2 female attendants in Kailash from Goddess Parvati's temple, Kamalini and Anintidai. So Kamalini from Kailash, she took birth in the race of Uruttra Kanigimar community. And she was given a name Paravenachiyar. She was in Thiruvarur, and she had a staunch devotion towards Lord Shiva and his devotees. She'd get up early in the morning, go to the temple, worship Shiva, and serve his devotees as well. One day, Paravenachiyar went to worship Lord Tyagaraja Swami in temple. At the same time, Sri Nambiyar also came to the temple with all his devotees, and they saw each other. It's after they met in Kailash, and then the second time they see each other on this earth. The purpose of this birth is they need to get married. That's why Lord Shiva sent them from Kailash. So they saw each other and were captivated by each other's beautiness one more time, and they were lost to the world and stood transfixed for a long time. I don't want you to misunderstand this by mixing up with what you see in this world. So this is all happening with the blessings of Lord Shiva. So there needs to be a reason for a devotee in Kailash to come down to the earth to sing his praise. So that's why it's just a story. I have seen some people comparing saints 639 months life with normal human being like us. No, we should never ever do that. Then Paravenachya wandered, and she was asking her servants, and you see the god of love, Manmathan or Murugan, Tyadaran, such a beauty is very rare in human being. I never felt so shaken in this manner before. So literally, with the blessings of Lord Thiruvarur Swamigal, Paravenachya fell in love with Nambi Arurar, and then head over heels at the very first sight, she gave her heart and went back home with faltering steps. Sundara also stood transfixed for a while. Then he inquired the other devotees about who's that girl, and he inquired about her and found her name is Paravenachya, the place of her resident, people around him. Then Sundamti Swamigal continued worshipping Lord Shiva, then went back home. Then the Lord decided to get them married. So he again, and in the meantime, Paravinachar also came to know from her attendants, Nambiyaru is a friend of Lord Shiva. Then she couldn't get him out of her mind at all. Oh, he's a devotee of my Lord. And then food didn't interest her anymore. The bed felt as hard as a rock, and the flowers scorched her like live coals of fire. Devachekla Swamigal had written a lot of songs just to express the feelings of Sundaramurti Nambiyarura and Paraviyar in that Puranam. One must read that at least once. And then Shiva appeared in the dreams of Thiruvarur devotees and gave them direction that all of you, I am ordering all of you to get Sundara married to Paramai. Do the arrangements. It's my order. And he also appeared in the dreams of Sundaramurti Swamigal and Paraviyar Tayar and told them that he has informed his devotees to make the arrangements for the marriage. So the senior Sivacharyas, devotees got together and they picked up an auspicious day and time for the marriage. Invitations sent out in all directions. All Lord Shiva devotees came together, and the marriage was disrupted by Lord in Manamtavinda Puttu, and now Lord Shiva is asking him to marry Paravinachya because he came here to marry Paravinachya and Sankaliyar. So the marriage took place. Everyone was extremely happy. Sri Nambiyaru Swamigal and Paravinachya are united in holy wedlock, and they become inseparable like the musical instrument yawl and its sweet music, flowers and their fragrance. The life was going very happily. Both of them were worshipping the Almighty Lord Shiva in Thiruvarur and serving his devotees. One day, Sri Sundaramurti Swamigal went to the temple, Thiruvarur temple, and when you enter Thiruvarur temple, the moment we enter the temple, on the right side, there is a Devasriyan call, Devasriyan Thirukavanam, where Shiva devotees are usually gathered, and all the staunch devotees, saintly devotees of Lord Shiva assembled there, and that holy assembly was headed by the great saint Viranmanda Nayanar, one of the 63 Nayanmars. And Sundara looked at them from a distance, and then he was praying to his friend, Lord Shiva. He said, Swami, I know I became a friend of you, gave me your friendship. You are always with me. But when will I start serving your great devotees? He said, it's not easy. It's easy to worship you, but not easy to serve your devotees. And you have said in all the Puranas and Agamas, becoming a servant of your servants is the greatest thing. And I would like to do that. Will I ever develop the capacity to worship your devotees as well as I worship you? And then he was thinking of that in his heart, and then he didn't come close to the devotees because he thought that he doesn't have the capacity. He needs blessings from Lord Shiva. It's the next level of his devotion. And then he proceeded towards Jayarajata Sannadhi. Then Viranmandana Devanayana looked at this. He said, who's that person going to worship Lord Shiva without respecting his devotees? Because he thought he went straight into the temple and didn't pay obedience to Shiva. But Sundaramurti Swamigal did pay obedience in his heart. He was asking for the official permission to get close to the areas. And then Viranmanda Devanayana commented on Nambiyaru behavior in a loud voice. He said, what's the use of worshipping God if one doesn't worship his devotees? If Nambiyaru doesn't care about other devotees, does the God has made him, nor does the God made him as his own dear friend. Then Sundara heard about this. He felt really, really sad. And Sundarati Swamigal prayed to the Lord, Lord, please make me a devotee of all your sincere devotees. Then Lord Shiva appeared in front of him, right in front of him. That he ordered, Sundara, go ahead and praise my devotees, my saintly devotees. The Sundarati Swami said, Swami, I don't know the life history of your great devotees, and I am no way equal to them, and I'm not entitled to even talk about them. I will not be able to sing their praise without your blessing. I would like you to give me the knowledge and capacity to sing about them, just like how you took the first phrase. First, you gave how you gave me the first phrase of Pitapare Sudi. I need your blessings. Then Thiruvarur Tyagaraja Swami himself explains the greatness of his devotees. He says, as for glory, they alone are their equals. No one can equal them. They alone are their equals. Only Ranmanda Devanayana equals himself in his love and dedication and service to Lord Shiva. Similarly, Nambiyar, it's only Nambiyar who equals him, like Triniyasam, the Goswami, all of them. They alone are their equals. And by their intense love, dedication, services, I own them. I own them. They are with me. And being one with me, they have also won this world. The world is theirs. And they are absolutely flawless in nature. They are uniquely poised by the reason of their intense love. They are immersed in bliss. They have beyonded the duality. I bid you join them. And then Lord Vanmiganatha Swami, he gave Sundarati Swami the first phrase of Thiruchitrambalam. He said, I am the servant of my 3,000 Brahmin servants in Chidambaram. Thillaival Andanardam Adiyarkum Adiyen. I am the servant of them. So that is the first line of Thiruchitrambalam. It came from Lord Vanmiganatha Swami of Thiruvar. And then he ordered Nambiyar Swami to complete the Padigam, praising the 63 Nayanmars. And then Nambiyarura Swamigal bowed his head to the lotus feet of Thiruvarur Tyagaraja Swamigal, and then he started praising the devotees. Thillaival Andanardam Adiyarkum Adiyen, Tirunilagandanthu Kuyavanarku Adiyen, இல்லையே இல்லாத இயற்பகைக்கும் அடியேன், இளையாந்தன் குடிமாறன் அடியார்க்கும் அடியேன், வெல்லுமா மிக வல்லமை பொருளுக்கடியேன், விரிபொழில் சுல் குன்றையார் விரண்மிண்டற்கடியேன், அல்லி மென்முல்லையந்தார் அமர்நீதி கடியேன், ஆரூரன் ஆரூரில் அம்மானு காலே. Then he completes the Devara hymn. And then Brahmanda Nayanar felt very happy. Nambiyar Swami also went close to the holy assembly in Devasri and Thirukavanam. He worshipped all the devotees. And then he bowed his head towards all of them and paid his obeisance to the Lord and the 63 devotees. So then Tiruthandattogai was composed in that holy land, Thiruvarur temple, right in front of Devasri and Thirukavanam. So it praises the 63 Nayanmars and their courage and their intense love towards Lord Shiva. If you recall, in the very beginning, when Devachekla Swamigal was explaining this to the Emperor Anabhayar about the history of Nayanmars, he said, Srimad Nambiyandar Nambigal who kept Thiruchitrambalam as his first reference and guide to compose Thiruchitrambalam. Devachekla Swamigal kept both Thiruchitrambalam and Thiruchitrambalam as his reference and guide to compose Periyapuranam. Thiruchitrambalam is the first reference. And then Thiruchitrambalam was composed by Sundaramurti Swamigal. Everybody was happy, and then praised Sundaramurti Swami, Sri Nambiyaru Swamigal. Then Nambiyaru Siva Nambiyaru was happily living with Paravyanachiyar in Thiruvarur and continued to worship Lord Shiva. So with that said, this completes the Thiruthat Konda Puranam section of Thirumalai Charakam. So the next section will be Thillaival Andanar. So from now on, so far we have discussed the history of Thiruchitrambalam. The Thiruchitrambalam is the beginning of 69 March history in Periyapuranam. So far we have discussed the glory of Mount Kailash, the hallowed city, hallowed country, Solanadu, and then city divine Thiruvarur, the holy assembly, and then the history of first initial part of Sri Nambiyaru history from Tirunavalur to Thiruvarur, where he sang Thiruchitrambalam. So from the next session onwards, we will be thinking through Thillaival Andanar Charakam, the first section, the first song of Thiruchitrambalam. We'll be thinking through the fame of Thillaival Andanar and then Thirunilakanda Nayanar. So with that said, let's close the session for today. Thank you again for all of you for joining us in this auspicious time and worship. Thiruchitrambalam என்றும் இன்பம் பெருகும் இயல்பினால் ஒன்று காதலித்து உள்ளம் ஓங்கிட மன்றுளார் அடியார் அவர் வான்புகள் நின்றது எங்கும் நிலவே உலகலாம். Thiruchitrambalam. Hara Hara Namah Parvati Padaye. Hara Hara Mahadeva. Sitsabesa Siva Sitambaram. Thiruchitrambalam.